You gotta press the button, that's it.
Vamos a estar hablando por teléfono, ¿verdad?
Yeah, está en el teléfono, creo, yeah.
En call. Fuck.
Yeah, sale ahí, mira. Yo creo que salió como que está en el teléfono. Yo sé que está en el teléfono.
Sí, sí, está en el teléfono, el cabrón.
Yo, tiene luces heavy, ¿no?
Let's check this out. I'm gonna put you in a different state, whereas the previous videos that I shot with you was like an introduction of how you're supposed to formulate your frame of thought on how you're supposed to think for self. Now remember what I told you. I want you to understand, I'm gonna say this in every video, right? I never mentioned to you about any author. I don't tell you about no book, no doctor. I don't tell you about anybody who seems to be in relations to giving you an editorial of what they feel they need to say to you for you to go by. No, this is all about you. You know what I'm saying? This is all about how you're gonna do you, but at the same time, you're gonna sort out your thoughts from the previous times in your past till now, where you come up with your own answers to say, was you put in the right place, you know what I'm saying, to be where you at now, where you're a free thinker to do anything you want to do and just about go anywhere you want to go without no real restrictions or language of a rule that was demonstrated by a family member or a family, or let's just say the introductions to your life in the world coming from an organization that they call family. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, no, hear me out. I'm not disrespecting the family circle. No. I'm not trying to, how can I say? I'm not trying to eliminate the fact you're supposed to totally do away with family. No, what I'm saying is you was never placed in a position where you actually thought for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You actually went by your own ideas. When things started coming up in your mind that seemed to have been trying to tell you something, you never really functioned off of that. You know what I'm saying? You only functioned on the rule that was being told to you that says, you know, this is the way you're supposed to live according to the way I teach you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you off that now because I think now is the time that the freedom of expression of how you're supposed to function on your own is supposed to develop you as a being to understand you're never supposed to be bounded into a circle that they kind of placed upon us and they labeled it family. You understand? They labeled it as family, all right? Now, why I say they? Because the notion of them giving us an editorial about society and life, they said you're not going to be able to live or exist in this world unless you do what this world requires for you to do. In other words, if you don't do the things that this world tell you to do, you won't exist. This is what they said, you know what I'm saying? Which keeps you bounded and you are being taught how to stay in the frame of living in a sense of you have to stay in the structure of what they shown you since you was at birth. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is this is how a lot of us are being held captive in the prison life. You know what I'm saying? Prison doesn't necessarily mean you being in jail. No. Prison also can be where you're actually outside, inside a situation or a place of residence, right? And you bound by the rules that was being given to you through life. You know what I'm saying? And usually those rules is what imprisons you. You know what I'm saying? Because you never tried to establish breaking those rules. And then there were certain elements that kind of made it where you had to follow those rules in the sense of, you know, doing the right thing in life and just following things that were said to you so you be on the right path. I'm pretty sure y'all all heard of that. You know what I'm saying? So understand where that's coming from. That's taking you out of your sense of thought of you just functioning on your own, off your own thoughts, and you kind of like going on your own wave of thinking, meaning that as things are coming to you and you're starting to feel certain things that's happening within the mind, body, and soul, but you have no explanation to it. So I want you to understand where that's coming from. That's you talking to you, trying to instruct you on what you really need to do. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, but it's real. This is real. You know what I'm saying? Because don't think the brain is only supposed to be applied to you in the sense of you having a brain and the only thing you're supposed to do is receive what's being told to the brain. No, your brain functions off on its own. Your thoughts and your mind state function on its own. It has no boundaries. If you look up in the sky, if you look up there in the sky, for real, if you look up there in the sky, I'm gonna tell you straight. That's how we really supposed to be. We're supposed to be in relation to the stars. Y'all don't realize that. Because the craziest thing is that, once again, the editorial of how they taught us, or the teachings of life, they also tell you that the mind is a serious weapon to everyone who exists in their body. Because the mind can be instructed to do anything or be capable of being taught how to do just about everything. But at the same time, they never told you that your mind functions on itself. They never told you that the thoughts in your mind function on itself, which means y'all have your own. We all have our own patterns. We all have our own frequencies. You understand? So what you're not seeing is that your frequency is being controlled by the rule that's being applied to you when you was birthed. So the only thing I'm trying to tell you, don't get me wrong, I done went through the same procedures. I done did the same things. All I'm trying to say is to you, you gotta think outside the box. And thinking outside the box, no, that don't mean jumping out the box, like Jack in the Box. No, don't get it twisted. I mean, yeah, I made a joke, but you know what I'm saying? It's real, it's being real, spoken. What I'm saying to you is outside the box means step out of the rulings that you went by. Grandma, uncle, dad, mom. No. This is the time for you to understand you need to start functioning off your own thoughts, because your thoughts is talking to you and you ignoring it. And the only thing I'm telling you is that when you take that little rest period, or that moment to just like kind of relax, don't do anything, don't reach out for nothing, don't answer no phone, put the phone down for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Don't watch no TV. Don't mess with the computer. You know what I'm saying? None of that. That means you're going to be in a state where everything is calm. But what you don't realize, when you choose to do that, that's letting you know how you can control yourself by stopping what you're doing. When you go to stop and do that for that one period, guess what? You're starting to realize the function of self comes from self. You can actually do that. So if you know you could do that and place everything that seems to be put in your thought of thinking and allow it to be in front of you for a minute without reaching for it, you're gonna find out, oh wow, it's a lot of info that I seem to be having tied to myself that kind of basically make me look like a puppet. Bam! A puppet to what? To the dream game. And what's the dream game? Come on, people, I said it already. The dream game is you can only coexist if you follow the rules that's being given to you. That's the only way you're going to be able to exist. This is what they told us. You have to play the game, they said. You have to follow what we tell you to do. And how all of that come about? When you being taught. And where you being taught? In a building away from your birthplace. And when you being taught in a building away from your birthplace, that's called singling you out. You've been put in different categories. You've been spoken to you in different terms. So that separates you from actually not allowing thoughts that's supposed to make you function, but things being told to you for you to function off of what's being said. You feel me? Now I'm gonna slow down on this. I'm gonna slow down. But I want you to understand, right? I'm trying to get you to think for self. A free thinker functions only on oneself. So I'm gonna leave you with that thought right now, right? Okay? May have been a little bit too short, but I'm coming back at you because the being's not gonna give up because I want you to be free just like I'm making myself free. Understand? Peace out, baby. The being has spoken. I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.